Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, Friday afternoon, and we're starting to get some figures on this election as here we are 18 days out. I don't know if you want to consider this good news or bad news. Bad news for your wallet, maybe good news that we can throw the incompetent pieces of dirt away, maybe. Reuters came out with some figures this morning. Get this. 52% of Americans feel worse off today than they were 4 years ago. Of course, my question on that is, who the hell are the other 48%? Right? It gets a little better. They say 39% of the public feels that they are better off now than they were 4 years ago. So that means you got the other 9% who say thereabouts the same. Okay. But how about this? 46% of Americans say economic conditions under the Biden-Harris administration say it's poor. 29% said it was only fair. Okay. And 62% of Americans say the economy is getting worse. Now, they can talk all they want about the southern border, that crime, that abortion, whatever, trans rights are the main issues on people's minds. That's never true, okay? It may be what the politicians want to push, but the truth is what matters most to every American is when they sit down at the kitchen table and pay the bills. Official, and I want to make that perfectly clear because we all know it's BS. Official numbers say that inflation's up 20% since Joe took office. Now, again, I've said before, it depends on what you're counting in there. You know, most of us look at inflation by what we pay in groceries, by what we pay for the electric bill, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, they throw in things to calculate inflation like what a set of tires costs, or what a new sewing machine costs, or what a new rocking chair costs. And some of those things inevitably have gone down too. So that's how they calculate the numbers. So officially, they say that inflation is up 20%. Okay? That sucks because not counting compounding, that would be just 5% a year. Healthy inflation is about 2% a year. So we have inflation under Biden-Harris that is 2.5 times what healthy inflation would be. Just giving you that. You want to know how bad it is? 37% of Americans, better than 1 in 3, are now maxed out on their credit cards because that's what they need to do to make ends meet. The problem with that is you're paying what? 18, 21, 22, 28% on credit cards. You have to pay the bill, okay? And paying the minimum each month doesn't do you any good. Your electric bill's $200 and you pay the minimum of $25. That's great. Someday you got to pay the extra $175 plus interest, okay? And start adding that up as to what you're talking about. Let's just say on average, if you're talking $20 or 20%, oh, okay, that's $37.50. Now your $200 electric bill has now cost you $215, okay, after the payment you already made, okay. This is what people need to look at. This is where reality starts hitting. We've heard Trump say lower taxes. We've heard him say no taxes on tips. We've heard him say no taxes on Social Security. We've heard him say cap credit card interest rates for 10% for some sort of duration so people can get dug out. There's a good idea. However, the most important idea is we've got to stop the spending in Washington. You and me spending money at the grocery store, at Walmart, at Home Depot, wherever, the garage sale, Aldi, whatever, does not do anything to cause inflation. Inflation is solely caused by the government printing money that we don't have and spending money that we don't have. The biggest thing we need to do to get this economy back is to shut off, not tone down, completely shut off the spending in Washington. That's going to be tough for Trump to do. Sure, we still have to pay the military. We still have to keep the highway system repaired, okay? Interstate highway system's federally owned. Those things have to be done. But all this stuff like giving money to Ukraine, paying for illegals to come in the country, giving money to the Kennedy Center has got to stop. And these are the things that need to be brought up to the politicians in Washington. We will never get this economy to recover. We will continue to see high inflation because of all the old spending. Trump cannot come in with a magic wand and go, poof, inflation's down, prices are down, everything. Yes, he's absolutely right when he says drill baby drill will bring the cost of everything down, because transportation costs are baked into everything. You know, when you're buying a box of macaroni and cheese at the grocery store and you go, oh my God, the price is up 50%. Well, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the price of fuel is up 50%. Okay, the fuel for the farmer to harvest the wheat, the fuel to get the wheat to craft, the fuel to get the finished product to the distributor, the fuel to get the box of macaroni and cheese to your grocery store. That's all added into your prices. Yes, that will help. But the only possible way to save this economy is if the government gets shut off from money. And as much as everybody wants to say, well, gee, we could stop paying taxes, Congress doesn't care. Realize this, okay? All the money that is taken in income taxes goes to pay, well, about 75% of the money that's taken in income tax goes to pay interest on the money they've already borrowed. They just keep borrowing money. They don't care about the income tax. They've got a bottomless pit. The money tree needs to be chopped down in the backyard. That's what it is. We need to stop funding NATO. We need to stop funding Ukraine. We need to stop sending billions of dollars to starving kids in Ethiopia. You know, we need to take a look at all this spending that is going on all over the place and go, no more. When we come up and say that we don't have any money to help hurricane victims in the Southeast, and a week later announce that we're giving another $400 million plus to Ukraine, something's wrong. Where did this come from? It's time to cut off the government. Your representatives, your senators, the future president need to be on board with that. No more spending. Not George Bush and his no new taxes. No new spending. Until we get this under control, we're screwed. If you want to look at the difference between the two candidates, one puts America last and one puts America first. It's up to you. You can vote for Trump and you can say, gee, you know what? Maybe we're going to get the American people back on their feet. Or maybe you can do like most of Hollywood. You can vote for Kamala Harris and then say you're moving to Canada. Not that they're any better. Pinball out.